I think people are not aware of Romania and its history, and the perception generally is that we're a USSR country still, that we're parts of Russia, and that's like that hit me like really hard. What? No, we're not part of Russia at all. Um, but people tend to keep these things to themselves. They don't talk about it.
Say my first probably year in UK, I've always thought that everyone is like really happy about foreigners being here, or like it seemed in my mind somehow that everyone is really embracing like differences and stuff like that. But then I started to get out of the university environment a bit, and yeah, I got to see that not everyone is as I thought it was.
Brexit did a lot of damage. After it's all done, there are even more reasons why. Tell us, what are you still doing here? You have to go home, we're out of Europe, and stuff like that, you know? And they don't even know you, and they say things like that.
I feel like I've still not adapted, but it doesn't mean that it's the people. It could be me as well. I'm always questioning myself. Is it me, not maybe me not wanting to adapt, or is it that they don't want to get to know me? It's different, but I'm finding that for me, it's hard to make friends who are British, but it's easier to make friends who are from other countries, and it becomes more and more of a fact.
I found quite hard at times to interact and like engage with people or like create true friendships. That is somehow hard to get. I find somehow hard to get close to people here.
I consider them my friends, even though, you know, they're strangers, but at the end of the day, they're people. So I don't have, I have nothing bad to say about them.
I don't know, I think it's having interests in the same thing they've got interests in. But mostly the people I made friends with are different to other English people. So they're different in a way that they're more sincere. You know, that the British have a stiff upper lip, and they don't like to talk about personal stuff, and they just like to keep the chats about what I don't know, I went shopping, this is what I purchased, I saw this movie, I read this book, and it's all positive. They don't like to get into personal things, whereas our culture is to discuss personal things, even at work. How was your day? And I mean, they do ask that here, but it's just it's out of politeness. How was your day? It was fine. No one's going to tell you it was crap, or I'm having problems at home, or I'm having difficulties with this. In Romania, I'm not sure about the other countries, being sensitive is a good thing, and being empathic and showing your emotions. And it's fine to show someone you're weak or you're going through something difficult. It's fine. People share these things and help each other.
I'm really thankful for how this place like influenced me. I don't have a like as an overall negative experience. I think at some point I've been stereotyping as well, British people, probably because I've encountered this coldness or something. So yeah, if, if I would give me an advice, that would probably be one of them. Like, be aware that putting everyone in a single bucket or something is not good, because it just creates like a distorted image in your mind, and that affects the way you interact, the way you think.
To be honest, I stand for acceptance. And no matter the color of your skin, where you're from, at the end of the day, we should accept one another. It's not like I came here to fucking, steal your house and everything else, and your values and all that. I don't think I ever bothered anyone.
In my final year at the university, we had this kind of visiting professionals. My final project was the Museum of Communism in Bucharest. So at one point I was just presenting the site. I mean, around the house of the people, it's full of boulevards. And one of the questions of the tutor, I was trying to explain my project, and his main question was like, why are the boulevards so wide in your country? Are you just bringing your tanks every so often to just drive them around to prove that you have a big army or something. Just open your mind, go visit Romania, and then start judging people, judging, I don't know, Romanians for what you think they are. Just go there, see what's what, and then you can understand better, and maybe you can start actually understanding that we are fighting off communism, but I think we overpassed that and we're trying to fight for a better future.
They need to see us like we want to contribute to the well-being of this country, and not to look at us if we want to damage the image of the country. That's something hard for us to do. Like, it's ongoing, you know? Every day. It's like we have to prove ourselves every day to them. Because it's like, you do this, and then they forget about it overnight. And then you have to prove yourself again. Because they probably read some bad stuff off, I don't know, media or something like that on TV. And then you have to start all over again. It's really hard to convince people that we're not so fucking different after all.
No, I can definitely say I don't feel like home. Every time in the past, say, 2 years, every time I went back home and then came back here, I feel more and more that I miss my country. Every time I get back there, I find I'm really, really close to those people, and I interact so well with them, and that tells me that I miss this, that I don't have all this interaction that I'm eager for, and definitely not feeling like home somehow.
I don't want to describe myself as a Romanian in England. I can only describe myself as a person, because what makes a person can come from so many different places and things. And the fact that I came here changed my personality. And the fact that I grew up in Romania made up my personality as well. So I like to think about myself that I'm a friendly person who's open-minded and willing to learn new things from anyone, regardless of who they are.